Taylor, thank you. Interesting predictions there. This is the All-State ACC Softball Championship, and on this Thursday afternoon, we roll into Game 2 of Day 2 from Charlottesville, and it is the 5 seed, the Louisville Cardinals. They're coming off that come-from-behind walk-off win yesterday, battling the 4th seed, the red-hot Stanford Cardinal. One game already played. It finished about a half hour ago. The #1 seed and regular season champ Florida State fell behind, but came back, won it 2-1 over Georgia Tech. So they await the winner of this game in the first semifinal tomorrow. So there's your bracket. Seminoles standing by. Great day here because after this game, 2 great rivalry games, Duke, UNC, and Virginia Tech. Virginia is going to be a madhouse here at Palmer Park, and we're happy to have you with us with NFCA Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman. I'm Mark Neely. It is a really interesting battle between the 4 seed and the 5 seed, and I think both teams are feeling pretty confident about things.
Well, Stanford is one of the hottest teams in the country, coming into this event winning 14 straight. But no matter what the score late in the game, you cannot count Louisville out.
But as you mentioned, Stanford, they haven't been beaten in over a month. The big reason why is Taryn Kern and Emily Jones have been magnificent all season.
Oh, they are 2 of the most dynamic hitters in the country right now. They are performing like the senior leaders and experienced veterans that they are. Jones brings elite speed to the lineup and is perfect in stolen bases this season. And Taryn Kern brings power with extra base hits and 18 home runs. Jones and Kern are the catalysts of the Stanford offense. 2
huge bats for Stanford. For Louisville, though, should we just call them the comeback kids?
Louisville's earned the nickname Cardiac Cards this season, and yesterday they again showed why. After trailing most of the game, bottom of the 7th, Madison Pickens delivers the clutch hit for the Cards. They walk it off with a 6-5 victory, their 20th come-from-behind win this season.
That is quite a total of 20 come-from-behind wins. There's a look at the Cardinals lineup for Louisville. Head coach Holly April and Bree Despines has been on base with either a hit or a walk in every game except one this season. So we are ready to go. Chelsea Mack leads off for Louisville, and Anna Brewer, a right-hander, freshman in the circle for Stanford.
That has the 2nd most innings pitched this season for Stanford, so very familiar in the starting role.
And a strike to Chelsea, 1 ball, 1 strike. There's your numbers on Brewer, making her 15th start.
Well, you're going to see her work the bottom half of the zone. She really feeds the defense, creates a lot of ground ball outs.
Only 2 strikes. Stanford and Louisville in this quarterfinal matchup. Louisville with 44 wins on the season, Stanford with 36, but again, Stanford has won 14 straight. Coming in, Brewer misses away, 2-2.
And we've seen this defense a lot against Chelsea Mack the 2nd half of the season. A true slapper, not a lot of extra base hits, typically hits to the left side of the field. Stanford removes their right fielder, goes to 5 infielders to defend Chelsea Mack.
It's certainly been a copycat defense for Louisville opponents this year for Chelsea Mack, because she does not hit the ball to right field all that much.
No, and you got to do something to defend against that elite speed. I mean, she comes into the game, 43 stolen bases. That's in the top 5 in the country. And if you've got to move too far, one way or the other in the infield, you're in trouble because of that elite speed.
Average Joes like myself would look at that defense and say, if she just pulls a ball to the right field fence, she starts the game with an inside the park home run. Instead, ground ball left side, a bit of a juggle and no play. Able to be made there by River Mailer, who's the shortstop, who was one of the 3 defenders on that side.
Even though she hits right into the shift, Mailer doesn't get her glove there in time, and all it takes is one little bobble, and Chelsea Mack is going to be safe. River Mailer tried to scoop that on the run, really didn't need to. Could have set her feet, fielded the ball, thrown her out.
It is scored as an error, 7th of the season on Mailer. Well, puts one of the top base stealers in the nation on base to begin the game for Louisville. The head coach of Stanford, Jessica Allister. Been a mainstay in the NCAA tournament. Put together a very nice resume to get back in this year. And come in ranked 17th in the nation. There's a throw down to second base, and Mack wastes no time to swipe her 44th bag of the season.
I mean, it's not a matter of if she's going to steal, it's what pitch. And Louisville all gas here early in the game, doesn't waste any time, gets her down into scoring position early.
Ball is a little off the outside corner to Easton Lotus. It's a very offensive-minded Louisville team, hitting .353 as a team on the year. Bouncy ball towards the middle. That will advance the runners. Madison Shepard able to go to her right to make the play to retire Lotus, but it's a productive out, sending Mack over to third.
Boy, that is not an easy play for Addison Shepard. She made it look easy. Lotus gets down the line with great speed, but not only did she get to the ball with the backhand to prevent Mack from scoring, if that ball gets through, she's able to show you that arm strength and throw out Lotus, excuse me.
Despines takes strike one. Illinois native is ACC All-First Team this year, the awards that came out yesterday morning. She drives one to center field. This ball hit well and gone into the bleachers. Her team leading 10th home run of the season, and it's Louisville that makes the early statement here in the top of the first. RBI 68 and 69 for Bri Despines.
One thing Bri Despines has done so well for her team all season, when the moment matters, she steps up to meet that moment, sets the tone early, takes a pitch that is too much over the plate, absolutely crushes it to the deepest part of the park.
As soon as the ball left the bat, you knew Louisville was going to get at least one run because it was going to be deep enough to score Mack if it stayed in the park, which it did not. And it turns quickly into a 2-0 Louisville lead. Strike to Cameron Luckadoo, that is, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Stoic Holly April saw her team come from behind. A walk-off win yesterday, beat North Carolina State. That's popped up on the shallow center field. A long run in, but time to get there for Emily Jones. And that's the second out.
Well, there's not much that drops in the outfield around Emily Jones. She has that elite speed, not only on offense, but can translate that over to defense. She had to come a long way for that ball.
So 2 outs, base is empty with a couple of runs in for Madison Pickens, who had the walk-off double to beat the Wolfpack yesterday. Two for 4 game with the 3 RBIs in yesterday's win.
But she has been an RBI machine for Louisville this season, 72 so far on the year. And you mentioned it earlier, Mark, that's the story of this Louisville team. It has been their offense. They've had a very consistent offensive lineup the majority of the season. They've got that good combination, wow, it's called just thunder and lightning. They've got the lightning speed. They can make some things happen with their speed. They take the extra 60 feet, and then they've got the good power in the heart of the lineup. Pickens is one of those hitters.
I mentioned the RBIs. Her 72 is now the Louisville singles season RBI record, which smashed the previous record of 60, which Marissa Becker set back in 2016. Ground ball, diving attempt by Mailer. It's sharply hit into center field, and a 2-out base hit from Madison Pickens.
Something Pickens does so well, she's able to go the other way with her swing. A lot of pitches on the outer half. She comes very close with her front foot to stepping out of the box. She's right on the line. And she is legal, but she does step that way a little bit, but it really helps her in taking the pitch the other way.
Well, she walks that line figuratively and literally, and has all season. She's a base running threat herself with 12 steals. Bunt attempt, a miss. And a quick snap throw there by Eva Gall. Pickens just able to get back.
Yeah, I like that. Even though Pickens isn't out, Stanford making a statement there early by, hey, we know you like to run, Louisville. We're going to keep you close to the base. We're going to keep you honest with those leads.
Reed Despines' two-run home run earlier in the inning has given Louisville the early lead. They try to add more with Pickens at first, 2 outs. Taylor Monroe, the shortstop, hitting.
A lot of pitches so far in this first frame for Brewer. Louisville has come out swinging. It's fouling a lot of pitches off, putting the balls in play.
I mentioned how great this Louisville offense has been all season, which is 100% true. But when the bottom of the order helps as part of that contribution, that's when Holly April's team really looks sharp.
And they have been performing, especially the second half of the season.
Out to short, Mailer with the shovel to retire the side, but the beginning for Louisville from their veteran Bree Despines with a 2-run blast, no doubter, to center.
Well, after Chelsea Mack gets on base, Bree Despines turns a solo shot into a 2-run home run. Louisville on top early.
Well, senior Alyssa Zabala made the start yesterday against NC State. Her team's already staked her to a 2-0 lead early, but she's back in the circle to start today.
That's a veteran pitcher for Louisville. She's been a starter from her freshman year all the way to today as a senior, looking for that experience to pay off for her today. You're going to see her work in the mid-60s, really works the upper half of the zone. Curveball, rise ball, screwball combination. She's added a pitch down in the zone this year, also has a lot more confidence in her off-speed pitch this year.
Look at the Stanford Cardinal lineup. Very impressive, Jay Berry in the 5 spot, 3rd team all-conference this year, but leading the team career RBIs. Kira Chan, the right fielder, leads off. A bit of a shuffle of the lineup from Stanford, at least compared to all but the last game that they played. And that ball's hit deep to left field. It sends Pickens back. It hits at the base of the fence. And Chan leads off the bottom of the first with a double. 13th of the year.
Well, I really like this lineup switch. It's a recent one to put Chan in the leadoff spot. She's been so consistent this season at getting on base. This time it's with the extra base hit. Takes a pitch, it's already elevated, continues to elevate her bat path, almost hits the ball out of the park, but it's a double. And what that does is allow one of the best power hitters on the team now to hit behind Chan.
Taryn Kern takes a strike. This season for Kern, look at that OPS, 1463. It's absurd. Certainly caught the attention of the Pro League, AUSL. She was the 11th overall selection in the draft earlier this week. Kern, first team all ACC. Pitch carefully to her, down low, 2 balls and a strike.
And she's so comfortable. One of the best hitters in the country that's so comfortable. Take a look at where she is in the box. I mean, her toes are on the line toward the plate. She is very comfortable hitting in that position. And it's not easy to do, to keep your hands inside an inside pitch, because her hands are already almost over the plate in that situation, but it works well for her, draws a lot of walks, does get hit by pitch quite often as well, but she's able to drive the ball to all fields, being that tight to the box.
It's a strike, 3-2. Is it just me, Carol, or do I notice more hitters really crowding the plate like her? Maybe not to her extreme, because I don't think you can get any closer to the plate than she can.
In general, I'd say yes, really challenging pitchers to throw to that inner half of the plate. And what happens there, and to the frustration of a lot of pitching coaches and pitchers in the country, is there's that little space between where the batter's box chalk ends and where home plate begins, and a lot of people refer to that as the river, kind of unofficially, and that really doesn't belong to the batter or the hitter. I mean, the hitter or the pitcher, but a lot of times if batters are hit in that zone, they are rewarded with their base, so makes it very difficult for pitchers.
Line past the diving shortstop Monroe into center field. That's going to bring in Chan, and she'll change places with Kern as Kern doubles her 15th two-base hit as she whacked one on a low line that goes all the way to the fence and makes it 2-1.
Taryn Kern just so comfortable hitting deep into count. She gets a full count here, takes it the opposite way with a lot of pace, and Chelsea Mack lets that ball get past her, cannot cut it off. Wouldn't have mattered anyway even if she cut it off, because the ball was hit so deep. Back-to-back doubles for Stanford.
Batter is River Mailer. Over the shortstop. Now in her senior season. Now a little breather here. Despines and the rest of the infielders come out to give Alyssa Zabalas a little moment to recollect here.
Well, no surprise here to have a lot of runs on the board early in this game. Both of these teams, their offense, especially Stanford on this 14-game win streak, they have just been hitting the cover off the ball up and down the lineup, and that's been Louisville's story all season long. They're some of the best teams right now, both of these teams, in terms of hits, RBI, extra base hits. With Louisville stolen bases, they just make things happen on offense.
Taylor bunts it foul. Caught her hand.
Well, and earlier this season, River Mailer injured that hand and still played, and taped it up and has been playing. And you know, that, I don't know, and I couldn't see really if the ball hit it or if just the way it stung off the bat. Sometimes that can happen as well. It will get a better look.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like you know, she had her hand tucked, but a lot of it was exposed. You try to tuck the whole hand behind the bat, And she had a lot of her hand facing the pitcher, and that does not feel good. Pitch coming in the mid-60s. I think it got more hand than it did bat, Mark, to be honest with you.
It certainly looked that way. Rob Vetter, the athletic trainers, come out to check on that left hand. Coach Allister's got her lineup card out here. We'll see what this leads to. You mentioned the history of the injury from this year, and Coach Allister's asking her out, can you swing the bat? Can you go?
Yeah, because, you know, she's a senior, she is a veteran. Of course she wants to play in the postseason, but hey, are you able to help your team right here? Because, look, we need you to be able to do that. If not, you might want to take a break. Mailer jumps right back in.
You know, for Stanford, you know, win or lose here, their season's going to go on. You certainly want River Mailer in the NCAA tournament. She gets into one, but got under it. High fly to right field. Jordan Williams comes in. A bluff of the tag from Kern and a good one-hop throw from Williams to Jandy at third base. And that is the first out of the inning for the Louisville defense. And if you're Stanford, you're a little heartened by that swing from Mailer. Yeah, she got under it, but it seemed like a pretty full, confident swing. Yeah,
that she didn't immediately have to take herself out of the game, or the athletic trainer went out to check on her. You know, clearly giving it her best shot. But what it did do, and just glad that River Mailer is okay and can stay in the game. What it did do is took a little momentum out of Stanford. I mean, they had all the momentum in the world going there, and that missed bunt, along with the injury timeout, shifted things a little bit.
River getting the drink and making sure that hand's good to go on defense. That's tipped around, and Zabala can't pick it up, and here comes the tying run. Kern scores all the way from second base on a little dribbler up the first base line from the catcher, Ava Gall. And Zabala stumbling, just couldn't field it cleanly. And it ties the game.
It's a mishit ball, pounded into the ground. It had Zavala fielded this cleanly. Not sure where Luckadoo is going, the first baseman. She leaves the base, even though Zabala is clearly going to be able to field that ball. That causes all kinds of confusion. Great heads-up base running from Taryn Kern. Her head is up. She finds the ball on her own. She keeps her feet moving and takes advantage of being able to score on that play. You know, a lot of base runners be happy, Mark, getting to third base and advancing, but Taryn Kern's always looking for that extra base, and that allowed Stanford to tie this game.
You saw Alex Leap, the plate umpire, talking with Smokey Eds, the first base umpire. Now Smokey talking with Coach April. I'm not sure what the conversation was there. I don't think there was any question about the validity of the play.
Yeah, the ball was never secured over there at first base at all. Still kind of tumbling around on the ground.
Maybe the only question could be that Ava Gall, when she got to first base, if she made any kind of movement towards second, you know, Louisville a chance to try to tag her before he gets back to the base. And I think the umpire's like, there was a juggle. New point. End of the issue. Barry whacks one towards right center field, and that's over the head of Mack. One hops the fence, but looked for, at least for a moment, like Mack had a chance to maybe get to that ball, and the lead runner, Gall, who's a catcher, and obviously isn't the fleetest of foot on the team, only able to advance 60 feet, so it's a long single.
Yeah, she doesn't get off far enough. Watch where she is. She's still a little too close to first base. Once you see Chelsea Mack turn around and you can see her back in the numbers, Ava Gall should have turned on the jets going towards second base. Jess Allister was bringing her the whole way, but just a little bit tentative there from Ava Gall. She is in scoring position, but could have went all the way to third base. And right now, this Stanford team. They've got a hit parade going against Alyssa Zabala and the Louisville Cardinals.
A base hit for Berry. It looks like, by the way, the previous play on that little dribbler hit by Gall that Zabala fumbled. It was a hit and an error. The hit allowing Gall to reach and an error that allowed Kern to score all the way from second. So 2 on now, still only 1 out, 2 runs in this 2-2 game. And always dangerous. Emily Jones lays down a butt, deadens it, throw to third, and they get a force out. And I am confused by the strategy here.
Well, I'm not confused by the strategy because Emily Jones is an exceptional short game specialist. What I'm a little confused about is that Ava Gall didn't go hard and slide. I mean, just kind of trotted over there to third base. Nice play by Bree Despanis to recognize where the opportunity is there to get the best out. Emily Jones, very fast. Would have been tough to throw her out at first base, but had no problem getting the lead out.
Well, you caught the part of the play I didn't, because it obviously was not a close play at third base.
Heads up play by Bree Despanis. Before the play happens, you have to know that. Where's my fastest base runners? Where's the best opportunity if I have the chance to make the play? Where can I get the out? And that's just an outstanding play by Bree Despanis.
Tori Kanamita, the DP. The 7th batter to come up here in the bottom of the first for Stanford. Base hit left field. Coach Allister sending her home. Here comes the throw to the plate. Safe. Throw down to third. Gets away. Here comes Berry. 2-run score. 4-2 Stanford. RBI for Economides. Great throw by Pickens to the plate. Just not quite in time.
Even better base running. That slide, Berry gets right underneath. And look at Emily Jones. Once the ball gets past Taylor Monroe, she doesn't even look where the ball is. She just trusts her speed, takes off, and slides in easily. And Stanford gets 2 more runs.
So Berry and Jones both score. Economides winds up at second base. That'll be a 1 RBI single for her, and another error, second of the inning for Louisville on the throw down to third. That allowed Jones to score. Shepard gets under that, deep to left center field, but it'll stay in the park for Pickens, who makes the catch to retire the side. But what a first inning here in our second quarterfinal game. 8 come to the plate. Stanford scores 4 to take an early lead.
All-State ACC Softball Championship is brought to you by All-State. You're in good hands.
The Florida State Seminoles, they're in the semifinals with their 2-1 win over Georgia Tech in our first game of the day. They await the winner of this game between Stanford and Louisville. It's 4-2 Stanford to the top of the second. And the new pitcher for Stanford is Alyssa Houston.
Alyssa Houston, Brewer not as sharp early in the game. They make the switch, like to switch a lot, change of pace, change of tempo with Stanford having the lead. Houston, a very hard thrower, been pitching very well lately for the Cardinal. And what stands out is she's averaging about 1 strikeout per innings pitched. That means she's got a lot of movement on the ball. Also a very high walk count, though. Way too many free passes this season. And you're going to see her throw the ball. She throws a rise ball really on all levels, and it's the spin that creates those strikeouts. A little upspin, little outspin on almost everything she throws. Throws that good combination of pitches.
Softly hit towards the middle, backhand play, but no chance. Good effort there by Shepard just to get to the ball. And Williams has an infield hit.
Well, Louisville comes right back at it. Just rolls her wrists over, does Williams. But look at Shepard. We saw her have a rangy play in the first inning. Another rangy play there here in the second inning, but the ball's on the ground too long to throw her out.
And she made a good play to throw out Easton Lotus. Second Louisville batter of the game an inning ago. Ava Vinarelli is the DP today for the Cardinals. Head coach of Louisville, Holly Aples, had a pretty consistent lineup for a while now. You can pretty well predict the players in order for 8 of the 9. The main is the one that's kind of a wild card is the 8 slot for whichever DP she wants to put in there. Fair ball right near the bag. Throw goes to second. Out there to first. Just missed a chance for a double play there. That was well turned. Barry to Shepard made it really close at first base. Vinarelli.
Yeah, and that's a long double play. I mean, the 5 to 4 to 3 is long. You have a lot of long throws across the field, and they almost came up with that double play. And to have a chance at a double play, you've got to field it cleanly and then have those great throws and great exchanges, and we saw that there from Stanford.
Riley Jan to the 9-hole hitter for the Cardinals. Out to shortstop, Mailer. They try it again here. Same result. 6-4 force out this time though on Vinarelli, and there's 2 outs with Janda now running.
Well, and also a good sign from Houston here. We talked a little bit about it. Her Achilles heel has been the free passes. She's been filling up the strike zone since she has come into this game. And then, you know, this shift, they're going back into the shift for Chelsea Mack. And what's also interesting is Taryn Kern, who's played a lot of second base throughout her career. They actually switch her gloves. She has a first baseman's mitt that she uses over at first base, and then when she goes to play the second base position, they're bringing in Joey Economides, the DP, to play first base, who also is a first baseman. They switch her gloves, so now she's got her second baseman's mitt on, ready to make the play.
Yeah, Kern started every game last year at second base. Been the starting first baseman for the most part this year. With this shift back in that spot she was familiar with the season ago, the 0-1 pitch.
Well, last time they went into the shift, they got exactly what they wanted. That was a ground ball out to the shortstop. River Mailer just couldn't handle it.
Another opportunity. She comes up with it this time. That was an even tougher play. But Mailer this time makes it and throws out Mack to retire the side. Nice play by Mailer. 4-2 Stanford after an inning and a half. Watch for presented by Ally, and the pitching one is very noteworthy here.
Louisville has got to have a big pitching performance today. They do have a lot of offense, but Stanford does too, so they have got to have a good pitching performance to limit that. And for Stanford, really slowing down the Louisville base running. We just saw an outstanding play from River Mailer to keep off the bases, Chelsea Mack. Those types of plays, very important for Stanford today.
Well, Stanford made a pitching change after the first inning, and now Louisville does the same and brings in Anna Wise.
It's been a pitch by committee all season long for Louisville. A switch, really 5 hits in the first inning against Zabala. No surprise here to see the pitching change.
9-1 and 2 batters for Stanford. The numbers for Wise, a sophomore out of Ohio. When they bowl it, it's a high drive towards center field, but playable right on the edge of the track for Chelsea Mack. One long out. The Stanford second.
And Anna Wise really works the bottom half of the zone, throws a drop ball over half of the time, and works it in with a changeup. She works both sides of the plate. That helps her to feed the defense. Not a big strikeout pitcher, more of a pitch to contact type pitcher.
Top of the order, Kira Chan. Chan had doubled to left in her first at bat. Would score on a Taryn Kern base hit.
But Stanford's really made some things happen here early in the game on offense, but even the balls they've been out on, they've been loud outs. I mean, they have been right on point with their swings. And we've seen this really across their entire 14-game hitting streak. This is a team that's playing their best softball heading into the postseason. There's no doubt about it.
14 straight wins coming in, have not lost since April 4th. That was against St. Mary's College. They haven't been beaten by an ACC opponent since March 29th, and that was at Duke, who was ranked 24th then. That was a crazy game, by the way. They lost 17-14.
Football score.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Golf to first base. Little fumble, but right near the bag. McAdoo steps on, 2 outs. Tied for the second longest active streak right now in D1. They're longest since 2023. And the third thing really says it all. Pitching. 2 runs or fewer in 11 of those 14 games.
I mean, this is the best time of year, and I know coaches, and I was the same way. Right out of the gate, you want to be playing great in February. There's no doubt about it. Everybody wants to come out of the gate hot, feeling good, but boy, you're really working and working all season long to get to the month of May, to have the games matter in May, to be playing for something, as both of these teams are on the field right now. Both have very strong RPIs. But you want them to matter, and then you want to be playing your best softball.
Two balls, no strikes. Taryn Kern, the RBI double in her first at bat. See what she's thinking. 3-0 here. I don't look like she's going to get anything to hit, because Despines was almost out of the whole area around behind home plate. They're like, yeah, we're not fiddling with you here.
We're not messing with that. You know, it's just adding to that walk total. Currently the highest walk total for an active player in Division I.
It's her 35th walk of the season. Turn on with 2 outs. River Mailer. Wide to right her first time. Slowly hit back to the circle. Wise makes the throw, and that takes care of Stanford. We have finished 2 in this quarterfinal. 4-2 Stanford.
"64 teams that want to get to Oklahoma City."
Everyone in the country wants to hear their name be called.
I feel like it's just the beginning of a new season.
Hey, grab your popcorn Sunday night for the selection show. The regionals starting a week from tomorrow. You got the 5 seed and the 4 seed matched up here. This All-State ACC Softball Championship, 4-2 Stanford. Top of the 3rd, Louisville comes back up. 2, 3, and 4 hitters scheduled with Easton Lotus leading off. Both teams starting pitchers. Brewer for Stanford, Zabala for Louisville, had issues in their 1 inning of work the first inning. Each team made a change. Houston now in for Stanford, had a very good first inning, and Wise did the same, so it looked like those moves, at least for an inning, paid off.
Yeah, there was a lot of action in the first inning, and just a lot of fireworks, and sometimes just that change of tempo, change of pace can settle things in for your defense. And Houston's really been, I feel like she is one of the X factors for Stanford. When you look at a team and you pick a player or two, I like Chan moving to the leadoff spot, and then it's been Houston. Her performance in the last month of the season has been very, very strong, really struggled early in the season. And she's one of the hardest throwers on staff. She has some of the best movement on the ball, and if she can continue at this pace, that just gives Stanford kind of a 1A, 1B with Prestico and then with Houston in the circle.
2-2 to Easton Lotus, a swing and a miss. The one that was up and elevated. And that's the first strikeout for Alyssa Houston.
And this is what makes Houston so tough. High velo on that pitch. It's rising up through the zone, a late jump. Lotus, nothing she can do with that pitch. It's out of the zone, but it looks like it's coming in as a strike. And with 2 strikes, she's got to protect, and that's what makes Houston so tough to hit. High strikeout margin because of that spin on the ball.
Oh, one to Bree Despines, who hit a 2-run homer to center in the first inning. That was just 3 batters into the game to give Louisville then an early lead. 5 homers now in her last dozen games, 10 total on the season. So Despines with that homer her first time up. Has a 31 game on base streak. She's reached base safely 55 of the 56 games Louisville's played this season. That's incredible.
Yeah, just so consistent all season long. Behind the plate as a catcher, and then being one of the main hitters in the 3 spot in the order. She's just been so productive.
Works the count to 2-2. Junior Alyssa Houston, her second inning of work. That ball's hit well towards right center field. Will it carry? It does. Second homer of the game for Bree Despines. This one's a solo shot to cut the Stanford lead to 4-3. Already a 2-homer game for the Louisville catcher.
Despines is on a whole nother level right now. This is the second time a pitch has been elevated in the zone. She sets her bat angle, elevates the ball out of the park, swinging with a lot of confidence right now. She gets Louisville back to 1-run deficit.
And she has knocked in all 3 of Louisville's runs. Tool, pitching coach, comes out. Activity once again in the bullpen. Stanford has Steicho up there, yeah. Ready to resume with a 1-ball, no-strike count on Luckadoo. After the circle visit, Houston promptly paints the inside corner with a strike.
Well, there's been some games this season where Houston's thrown a lot of pitches and has not found the strike zone. One thing she has done really over the last month of the season and even today is she's been pitching into some favorable counts, as she does here. Staying ahead of hitters, working all her pitches through the zone.
Very competitive pitch there on 1-2, taken maybe just a hair low by Cameron Luckadoo. Another strong pitch from Luckadoo, just a hair inside, 3-2.
Yeah, Houston trying to paint that low inside corner. Those have not missed by much. But Luckadoo showing good discipline.
Luckadoo has worked this to a 3-2 count. Bounced third right near the bag. Barry across the diamond, 2 outs.
A good adjustment there by Houston. She threw the same pitch 3 times in a row. That time just brought it up a hair and able to get the ground ball out.
After the visit from the pitching coach. This is empty with Madison Pickens up. Jumping on the first pitch, twisted back. Gall's going to see that drop in the first or second row, right? First row. Didn't even miss the popcorn up, but the lady's like, yep, got it.
I mean, the odds of getting a foul ball in the front row, right in front of the net there,
remote,
are .0000, I don't know, a little bit. Because that had to be hit just perfect with the backspin.
I mean, the screen's at least 40 feet high behind it, so it's got to loop right over that and come right down in the first row. 0-2 count. That ball's blasted to right, and this game is tied. Tenth of the year for Madison Pickens. And Louisville using the long ball. And come back to make it 4-4.
Well, this Louisville offense has a special combination of speed and power. We've seen the power in this inning. Both Despines and now Pickens have taken a pitch up in the zone, stayed strong through the top part of the zone, and have tied up this game with 2 home runs here in the third.
Jessica Allister's come out and taken the ball from Houston, so we're going to see our third different Stanford pitcher already in this game, and Zoe Perstyko is going to be the new pitcher for the Cardinal. So with the pitching change here in Charlottesville, we'll take a quick timeout. Now the Stanford workhorse, Zoe Perstyko, now in the game.
Zoe Perstyko has thrown, she is the ace of the staff. She's thrown the most innings so far this season. First team All-ACC performer. Probably would have liked to have waited till later in the game to bring her in, but the game dictates what it dictates. Look at that high strikeout number. That is #1 in the ACC.
One to Taylor Monroe. What can we expect from the All-ACC first teamer?
Well, Perstyko really works the upper half of the zone, also can fill the bottom half of the zone now. She's added that elite spin, causes a lot of swings and misses. And her ability to stretch the zone vertically, also can throw a curveball, which breaks inside to the right-handed batters of Louisville. Can really control all parts of the strike zone.
Balls, no strikes. Monroe hit into an inning-ending fielder's choice back in the first inning. Well, we got 1 inning to second where it looked like maybe it wasn't going to be quite the high-scoring game we anticipated after the first. And now the third inning has brought us back to thinking it's going to take a lot of runs to win this game today.
That's what we would expect from both of these teams. They both score high numbers of runs game after game, which means their entire lineup can be productive very consistently. And Louisville's not a big home run hitting team. You get a look there. They have 3 home runs today. That is a season high. They hit a lot more doubles and triples, and then you combine that with stolen bases, and that's why they have such a high-scoring offense. It's not the long ball. It's not the home run, although today it's been a different story.
Despines with 2 homers, Pickens with 1. Those 2 hitters for Louisville in this ACC Championship so far, 7 for 10. With those 3 homers, 7 RBIs, but a strikeout of Monroe, so Perstyko comes back after falling behind 3-0 to end the inning.
Well, Louisville comes right back. It's been the offense all season long. Not typically the long ball, but 2 long balls in the same inning. They've tied the game up.
Regular season champ Florida State eked by Georgia Tech in the first game today. Let's look at the bracket. They'll face the winner of this game, and two great games coming up later tonight. Duke, UNC, Virginia Tech. Virginia will be a lot of fun here. Good look at the campus. UVA. The Commonwealth Clash will be bringing in the fans tonight here to Palmer Park.
I mean, when you walk around this campus in Charlottesville, you know you're on a college campus. You just kind of feel a little smarter when you walk around. It's just so pristine and just so much history here. Great campus.
You definitely feel the history. I mean, when your university was created by the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, you've got some cred. Ava Gall, the catcher, leading off. Takes it off-speed strike from Anna Wise. To me, this would seem to be a huge inning for Anna Wise in Louisville. They need to stabilize what's in the circle if they have any chance of outlasting Stanford in this game.
And that's really the question for Louisville, really day in and day out. Which pitcher is going to step up and slow down some offense?
Ava Gall will have none of that. She sharply singles into center field. She's 2 for 2.
Good adjustment from Gall. Wise working down in the zone. She keeps her barrel low in the zone. That pitch does not fall off the table like some have been from Anna Wise. Leaves it up in the zone, and Ava Gall does not miss.
Gall's on for a second time with Barry, the batter. Jade hits a hot shot, one hop, step on, throw, safe. We do get the lead runner, Gall. Monroe made the decision. I can get it there as quickly as Lotus was shifted a little bit by the time she got to the bag and almost got the double play turned here.
Yeah, because this ball is hit so hard. That was her best option. It's great footwork there to really in stride hit the base and still get rid of the ball. And fortunately for Louisville, that ball had a case of the Adams right at Taylor Monroe to get the out.
Yeah, that was hit pretty well by Barry. Now looking to bunt. Jones takes down low. Stanford fans get behind their team. They've made the long jaunt across the country. It's out to left field. Pickens comes in to make the catch. That's a big out right there for Anna Wise.
Well, with Emily Jones, she's so good with her short game. Can hit away, does have extra base hits, but you are so right. Emily Jones is so fun to watch on the base pass. She's perfect in stolen bases this season, so being able to retire someone with that type of speed to get to 2 outs, that's huge.
Stanford DP is up. Joey Economides. Joey, an RBI base hit back in that 4-run first inning for Stanford. Looks the inside corner.
And a lot of teams in this situation, 2 outs, big hitter up. You're thinking, let's move the runner to scoring position. Let's put a runner in motion. Stanford does not steal a lot of bases, just 41 on the season. By contrast, Louisville coming into this game 125, which is one of the top in the nation. But it's just not what they do. Now they will put runners in motion, but they rely a lot more on their hitting, even short game, even hit and runs to move runners.
Economides with the count in her favor, 3 balls and a strike, and now she'll walk. Second walk handed out by Anna Wise, and it keeps the inning going for Stanford with 2 on, 2 outs. Shepard schedule, but first we're going to get a visit from Griffin Joyner, the pitching coach of Louisville. More out of the zone than in the zone in her 24 pitches for Anna Wise.
And you can see that from time to time with a drop ball pitcher. If a team is disciplined and can lay off that pitch down in the zone, that's what you're looking for. And a good drop ball pitcher, they're not always throwing strikes. Sometimes they're throwing the ball in the dirt, you know, looking to get some swings and misses. Big opportunity here for Shepard. And right now, with runners in scoring position already in this game, Stanford 3 for 6.
Ball 1 to Addison Shepard. Slide to left, 0 for 1. Freshman from Texas. Won the ACC Freshman of the Week 2 times this year. In fact, the first 2 weeks of the season. One of those Freshmen of the Week she was coached. She actually shared in week 2 with Florida State's Aaron Heller. Patiently, she's waited, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Now you're facing a pitcher that really throws low in the zone, some off speed. You've got to really look for the ball elevated in the zone, not bite at that pitch down at your toes. Shepard doing a nice job so far.
Completely fooled her with the off-speed pitch.
How about that? Addison Shepard kind of sitting on one, almost in. Looks like she's pre-anticipating, hey, this is going to be in there. I'm going to be ready for it. But Anna Wise, what an off-speed pitch. Great timing for that pitch.
Tries to go off speed again, misses down, 4 count.
Shepard a little jumpy on that one as well. Might see it 3 times in a row here.
Could be. All right, let's see. 4 count, 2 outs. Runners will be off once the pitch leaves the hand of Wise. And we'll do it again.
And this is where it's so important for Addison Shepard as a hitter. You know she's thinking, what's it going to be? You know, faster pitch, slower pitch. And you've just got to trust your preparation. That is the trust zone when you're in the box. There's not a lot of thinking. It's more about reacting.
And she takes low ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks issued by Anna Wise. And that is loaded the bases. Sydney Bolifant hit one deep center. Her first time up there was caught by Mack. They're loaded with 2 outs in this 4-4 game. That got a piece of Despines. And she's reacted. Yep.
I tell you what, catchers are tough. They have all the gear on, but it does not matter. The ball can find the spot that's not protected. Despines trying to shake it off. That one did not feel good. That got her wrist. Funny, you can see she's pounding the ground. She tried to catch it. It's a foul tip back off on her wrist.
Speed pitch bounced up there, and Despines up to the task to block that. Ball 1 strike. Have to play it away. Bases loaded with 2 outs. A busy inning for Wise, who's over 20 pitches just in this frame alone. And now she's behind in the count, 3-1.
Wise really struggling to find the strike zone right now, and Stanford showing great discipline.
Full count. Anna Wise, who spent her first season, her freshman year last year, at Ohio University. She's an Ohio native from the Cleveland area, and she throws down low, ball 4, and a third consecutive walk forces in the go-ahead run for Stanford, and it's 5-4.
I've been impressed with Stanford. 3 walks in a row. This game has been all about hitting. It's been all about offense. It's been all about making things happen with the bat, and they have taken pitch after pitch after pitch out of the zone. Key ones with full count. Big RBI there from Boulafin.
Slow roller, softly hit. The shovel to second for the putout ends the inning. That's a huge out of chance. I was just about to say, Louisville was in danger of seeing this inning explode possibly for Stanford with the top of the order up, but they escape with just 1. We'll visit with the Cardinal head coach, Holly April, next. You are watching the All-State ACC Softball Championship. 5-4. Stanford as we go to the top of the 4th. Holly April's just put the headset on. Hey, Coach, let me kind of get your big picture of the first 3 innings. We're trying to get a handle on this game. What have you seen so far?
Seen a number of different things. I don't know. I guess I don't have a handle on it either.
Coach, your team hits a lot of doubles, triples, lots of stolen bases, not a lot of home runs. 3 so far today. What do you attribute that to today?
Putting a good swing on a good pitch, just, you know, being locked in. And, I mean, we're capable of it, so it's not like we can't do it, obviously. But, no, I mean, just being in the moment and taking good swings.
We'll leave it there. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Head Coach Holly April. And I think we can tell right there, this has been an up and down game. Some good moments for Louisville, some down moments, and it's been quite a wave just through 3 innings. There's your game summary. The Stanford, 3 of the 5 runs via error or walk, bases loaded walks. Louisville's done what they normally don't do, and that's hit the ball out of the ballpark 3 times.
And we're in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, there's a lot of softball to play.
Here we go.
It's Jordan Williams leading off. Bottom 3 in the order for Louisville. And a base hit, infield hitter first time up. That was leading off the 2nd inning.
Well, we've yet to see a pitcher in this game, and let's see, we have 5 pitchers we've seen in this game now, and we've yet to see a pitcher really settle in. You know, maybe we'll see a batter or 2 here or there where they have good command and create some outs, but a lot of pitchers falling behind in the count. The hitters taking advantage of that. Need some really squared up balls from both teams so far. Just kind of wondering if Pristaico can be that answer for Stanford.
Now she issues a 5-pitch walk to begin the Louisville 4th inning. It certainly seems like whoever can stabilize things in the circle first will have a big advantage of making it to the semifinal tomorrow.
Well, Pristaico is the one that Stanford's counting on here. I mean, she's thrown the majority of the innings for Stanford. She's been the most consistent pitcher. She has the ability, not only is she tops in the ACC in strikeouts, she's in the top 15 of the country in strikeouts.
Third base, buried a second out, relay to first, not quite in time from Shepard. The DP Vinarelli will now run at first with 1 out.
I mean, that's the second potential double play we've seen across the diamond from Barry over to Shepard to Kern that they've almost turned 2, and that is not an easy, those are long throws across the field. They've got 1 out each time, the lead out, but they've made it very close on that second play, and it's all because of their exchanges. They're throwing the ball up nice and high to make that nice exchange over at second base.
They're going to run for Vinarelli, but do they want to run? I think Addie Odell has been catching down in the bullpen. She has to race down to the dugout, grab a batting helmet. Now she'll come out and run at first base. And here's Riley Janda.
Oh, this is a Louisville team. They come in the top 10 in the country in terms of stolen bases as a team. #1 in the ACC, and they run up and down the lineup. So don't be surprised here if you see Dell in motion. And it's a moot point at the moment with the missed play there behind the plate from Gall.
Yeah, that was not a foul ball. That was a live ball.
Yep.
Dell's down to second base, representing the tying run. That's in the dirt, blocked by Gall, and now Dell fell down, and the throw to third base, she's going to be out. Dell's trying to say she got around the tag. She's lobbying Coach April about that. Third base umpire, it's Don Brown, but they are going to challenge this. I think Coach April's, I thought she put her hands to her head like she was going to challenge this. Yep, they are.
Louisville is challenging the out call at third base. The call is under further review.
Well, you called it, Mark. She was going to take off, and she literally loses her footing, and she is caught and in a rundown, and here comes the play. I mean, talk about doing everything you can to be safe.
She literally crawled the last couple of steps to the base. Is there something here that will overturn the call on the field of out? Haven't seen it yet. This might be a good angle. Yeah, she screens it, so nothing there is going to overturn it.
Looks to me like she tags her almost on the leg. You're not sure what body part to tag there if you're Jade Berry. see if she gets her hand around it. So the glove is right where it should be. There's no obstruction.
Ooh, did she miss her with the swipe?
Looks like she's jumping around the tag. It's just hard to tell here.
That's the issue, because the previous angle we saw, perhaps the swipe there by Barry missed her, but is it enough to overturn the call? It's not.
And did she tag
totally
her there on the sliding mitt right there?
She tries to go for that sliding mitt. She pulls it up. Okay, is that enough to overturn the call of out on the field?
Right, and is she tagging her there? You know, really tough to see. It's a great shot. I mean, talk about not giving up on the play. You know you're in trouble there when you're in the middle.
I think she probably did avoid the tag, but there's not enough to overturn it.
After further review, the call has been confirmed as an out at third base. There's Louisville's first challenge.
So saying confirmed, they saw a tag. And the call is confirmed of out. That's the second out of the inning.
And Odell's being aggressive. That ball got away from Gall again, and had she stayed on her feet, she would have been at third base, but falling down, just very unfortunate for Odell. You got to give her a lot of credit for doing everything she could to still work out of that, but it's still a good heads-up play from Stanford to get the out. Really changed the whole momentum of this inning.
Yeah, and there's strike three, and just like that, one pitch later from Perstacco, and the inning's over.
Perstacco's done a nice job of coming in this game and setting the tone, really paints the corner on this pitch.
Back to the first inning. We've seen a lot in this game. Stanford scored 4 times in the bottom of the first after Louisville put a 2-spot up in the top half to begin the game. And then it went to the third, and then Louisville was able to come back and tie the game. Second home run, Despines. Pickens would follow a couple batters later with one into the bullpen to make it 4-4. And Stanford had a bases-loaded walk. Sidney Bolifin that brought in the go-ahead run. 5-4. Stanford bats here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
What we expect from these teams, they are very offensive-minded teams. They can put up a lot of runs. You just get the feeling in this game you cannot have enough runs. Number one, against Louisville, they are a come-from-behind team. They have 20 come-from-behind victories this season. And we just haven't seen in the circle that performance that gives the defense confidence that they can shut the offenses down. So this, to me, if I'm on offense, you just can't have enough runs in a game like this.
Taryn Kern leads off. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Stanford. One speed strike makes it 1-1. Third inning of work now here for Anna Wise, who came in the second. Kern's already been on base twice. Doubled in a run in the first. Walked in the second. '18 homers on the year. Off speed, taking at the knees.
A nice off-speed pitch. When that pitch is working for Anna Wise, it really sets up her drop ball much better. If she doesn't have that working for a strike and she really has to rely on that one pitch down to the zone, that's what can get her in trouble.
Two pitch coming to Kern. Went back off speed and taken for strike 3. First strikeout for Wise.
That pitch is the difference maker. Just drops the ball down in the zone. Kern thought it was low. It's a very close pitch, too close to take, in my opinion. Big strikeout for Anna Wise.
River Mailer. Stanford has 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Louisville 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. There's flight out and grounded out. Sophomore Anna Wise on in relief. 1 inning from the starter, Zabala. He gets ahead of Mailer 1-2.
Wise a lot more in control in this inning. Able to work both the fast pitch and the slow pitch for a strike. Her drop ball, her changeup.
A check swing, but flips a foul down the left field side.
When you've got a hot hitting team like Stanford, that's the great equalizer when you can change speeds, and when you can change speeds on any count. That's what Anna Wise has done. We haven't really seen her do it since she's been in the game effectively until this inning.
Takes that low. A good look at it. Split grip that Mailer always uses.
Yeah, gives her a little barrel control. And remember, she's had a hand injury this season as well. And you know, a lot of times when you split your grip, and she has a pretty pronounced one, it just gives you more barrel control. And then she also hurt that hand on a bunt attempt earlier in the game today.
Towards first. That was fair about halfway up the line, and then took a right turn and bounced foul behind the base. Nobody on, 1 out here in the Stanford 4th inning. Stanford up by a run. Full count.
There's not many batters Anna Wise has faced today where it hasn't been to a full count.
Softly hit left side. Shortstop winds up with it, and no play for Monroe. Janda took a stab, the third baseman, but came up empty. Monroe able to field, but not have a play.
No, this is a good at-bat by River Mailer. She just battled, fouled a few pitches off, and was able to put the ball in play. It was almost like a slap. She was just going for contact. You take a look there, the ball's down in the zone. It's not even a full swing. It's like a standing slap that ended up being very impactful for her. No play there on the left side of the infield.
Brings up the catcher, Ava Gall, who's 2 for 2. He has a pair of singles. To the backstop, and Mailer advances 60 feet down to second. And a wise, wild pitch.
Yeah, no chance for Despines there, and she goes out to talk to her pitcher, kind of refocus, reset. Anna Wise has thrown a lot of pitches so far in relief in this game, just resetting the defense. But Stanford 3 for 7 so far today with runners in scoring position.
April wants to come out now and be part of this conversation. Now the lineup card quickly comes out. And that's going to be it for Wise. Brooke Gray is going to take over. Gives a hug to Wise. We'll tell you more about Gray when we come back to Charlottesville. New pitcher Brooke Gray was the winning pitcher in relief against NC State yesterday, and she takes over in the circle here.
Yeah, it's thrown the second most innings for the Cardinals this season. Has improved every season she has been in this program. Another lefty for the Cardinals as she comes in relief.
Not only does she inherit a runner, Mailer, at second base, but she inherits a 2-ball, no-strike count. Stanford cleanup hitter catcher Ava Gall.
And she really can work both sides of the plate. Does work east-west with a curve to both sides. Also a screwball. Spins it up in the zone with a rise ball. And has an effective changeup that's really developed this season as well.
Two balls, no strikes. That's ball 4, a walk that should actually be charged to Wise. It was a 2-0 count inherited by Gray, but a walk nonetheless to Gall. He's on base for a third time.
And that's the 5th walk of the game for the Louisville pitchers. And against a team like Stanford, I mean, right now, fortunate that the score is only 5-4. You have those sorts of free passes. We're only at the bottom of the 4th.
There's ball 1 to Jade Berry. Single and a run scored in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored again in the 3rd. I haven't seen a whole lot of sun in our 2 days here in Charlottesville, but it has come out. We had about a 15-minute rain delay in the first game today. Florida State, Georgia Tech. Clearing up. Popped up on the infield, and this should be infield fly. It is. The catch is made by Lotus. There's a second out here in the Stanford 4th inning.
Yeah, big out there. You just feel like, and again, we talked about it earlier in this game, I'm not sure the runs we have on the board now will be the last runs we see. You cannot score enough runs in a game like this where both offenses are so strong. And so anytime you can get an out with a runner in scoring position, that is a win for the defense, as Brooke Gray and the Cards did that last at bat.
Emily Jones. 2 balls, no strikes. Emily 0 for 2. She scored a run. There's been a common theme all through this game. Pitchers falling behind hitters. 3 balls, no strikes.
And we knew coming into the game, hey, both of these teams can hit. Which team in the circle can get it done? Which team can control, to an extent, the other team's offense? And right now, this is our 6th pitcher of the game so far, and we've yet to see one pitcher really dominate. Prostryko's done the best job. She hasn't been in the game a long time for Stanford. But the pitch counts, I mean, we are up to over 80 pitches in the game total so far for Louisville, not even through the 4th inning.
Three balls and no strikes on Emily Jones with a couple of base runners. The lead runner Mailer at second, Gall at first. Jones at the plate. A twist back, that will lead play. And inspect the souvenir, but somebody will be coming for that soon. Gray fell behind 3-0. Now she's ready to serve up a 3-2 pitch. Foul ball.
Emily Jones playing so well in the last 2 weeks for Louisville, or excuse me, for Stanford. Batting average over .430 in that span.
Sends it to right field. Jordan Williams puts it away to retire the side. Stanford threatens, but they strand a pair. When we come back, we'll visit with the Stanford head coach, Jessica Allister. Welcome back to the All-State ACC Softball Championship. 4 and 5 seed battling here, Stanford and Louisville. Stanford has the 1-run lead, and we have a chance to visit with their head coach, Jessica Allister. Coach, it seems like whichever team can stabilize in the circle here has a big advantage. What do you see from Prostryko in her inning and a third to score this relief for you?
I think she's doing a good job. I think you could tell when she came in at first. I thought she was really feeling a lot of adrenaline, had some nerves going there, but I thought she did a good job of like settling herself down, getting herself back in the dugout, and then, you know, same thing last inning. So I think she's excited to be thrown in the postseason and doing a great job.
Coach, you're on a 14-game win streak. Your offense has been just shining here today as well. Maybe a few runners left on base, but what have you seen from your offense over that stretch of time?
Yeah, I think we're scoring up and down the lineup, which has been huge. And just putting on consistent offensive pressure and getting some big hits in some big situations. So I think we need to continue to try to get pitches in the zone. I think we've let them off the hook a couple times, but working on, you know, getting a pitch in the zone and getting off a good swing.
We'll leave it there. Appreciate the insight. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Coach Jessica Allister. And hello to Emo, by the way. I'm not sure which player that was wanting to say hey to Emo, but glad to have you watching Emo. Oh.
Snacks of champions right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a bag of Doritos. Wonder if that's approved by the nutritionist.
I'm going to say a negative on that. Here we go to the 5th inning. We have made it to the 5th, 5-4. Top of the order for the Cardinals. Chelsea Backs reached on an air and grounded out. Bunted foul behind the plate.
Well, Jess Allister said it best. We let them off the hook a little bit, and they've left 7 runners on base. They've drawn a lot of walks, and they have. Certainly they had a chance to extend the lead a little bit, but that is what Louisville has done with teams all season long. They just kind of hang in there long enough till they have a chance to win it late. And here they are finding themselves in that position again today.
Stanko came in after the Pickens home run. It was the 2nd homer of the inning. Struck out Monroe. He's going to field her position here, turn and quickly throw out Max. She did not hesitate. She was very aware who was running down the baseline.
That was a fantastic play in the circle from Prostaico, and she's left-handed, so she's got to set her feet, get her eyes locked into where she's throwing the ball quickly. I mean, you can't do it any better than that. And the best place for Chelsea Mack, if you are the Stanford defense, is for her to go back to the dugout, because she is one of the best base stealers in the country. Can't steal the base when you're not on it.
Prostaico, first-team All-ACC this year. Won ACC Pitcher of the Week a couple of times, most recently on April 21st. She pours in a strike to Easton Lotus. Winner of this game plays the 1-seed Florida State tomorrow in one of our 2 semifinals. At the second base, and the shovel from Shepard to Kern. And we get Lotus for a 3rd time, 2 outs.
2 quick outs is something we haven't seen very much in this game at all. Prostaico really taking charge in this inning, working from ahead, feeding her defense.
Here comes the biggest challenge for today, though, at least it would seem to be on paper, and that's going to bring a visit from the dugout. Bree Despines, who's homered twice today, is coming up. Neither of those home runs came off Zoe Prostaico. I'm assuming Coach O'Toole's like, yeah, let me give you a little refresher here.
On both pitches she hit were right up in the letters, right in the wheelhouse, the powerhouse for Bree Despines. And again, this is not a big home run hitting team, but Louisville has hit 3 today. Despines has had 2. And the first one, you notice it's right up at her letter. She elevates it up and out of the zone. Same location for the 2nd home run off a different pitcher. So this is the 3rd pitcher she has seen today. Can she do it again?
First inning home run came off Anna Brewer. 3rd inning home run came off Alyssa Houston. Now she faces Prostaico. 2 outs, bases empty in a 1-run game. Oh. Lost the handle. Even she has to laugh about that one.
I mean, when she goes back and says, you know, down the road, like, what was one of your most embarrassing moments? She's like, well, you're not going to believe this, but
it happens.
What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do but laugh about that one. Just slipped out of her hand. Good thing there's not a runner on base is what you really say.
Exactly. That's the silver lining here. He comes right back. Pumps in a strike, 2-1.
And that's what you like to see with a pitcher in that situation. Are they going to get mad and frustrated and kind of, you know, get angry? Or are they going to laugh it off and come back and throw a strike?
3-1 to Despines. These 2 homers have been numbers 10 and 11 for her on the season.
And this is the pitch Prostyko needs to be very careful with. I look for something that'll keep more down in the zone.
Too far down, ball 4. Despines runs to first after ball 4. Well, in a 1-run game, it was obvious there Stanford's like, this is the hitter we need to pitch very carefully to.
No question. And Luckadoo also has home run power, and she has doubles power. We're the best doubles hitters in the country, but you've got to play the odds there. Despines, there's something special going on with her at bats today. And, you know, fool me once, okay. Fool me twice, well, you know, you got to do something about that. And understandable why Stanford put Despines on.
Inside edge strike to Cameron Luckadoo to level it at 1-1. Cam today is flied out, grounded out. A 2-hit game yesterday against NC State. A couple RBIs. Louisville came back in the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th. It's NC State. Won it on a walk-off hit from Pickens. 20th comeback win for Louisville this year. Here they are. We are now past the 4th inning, which has kind of been the barometer for their comeback wins when they're down a run. And they orchestrate another.
I'd be surprised to see Despines in motion on this pitch. She does have 19 stolen bases, which is a very high number of stolen bases for a catcher, by the way. But they'd love to get her down into scoring position.
She does take off. The throw goes down to second. She swipes it. And now is going to try for third, and the throw there beats her, and she's out. It's the 2nd time today, but a different fashion for Louisville to have a runner thrown out at third base in this game.
The Stanford defense steps up. Despines with a steal. A little hesitation there, and that made all the difference. Stanford coming to bat.
Two rivalry games follow us. North Carolina Duke. Tar Heels in the house. Hokies here too. They're getting ready for the third game of this quarterfinal round. And then, of course, Virginia Tech, Virginia. To round things up tonight, it will be a zoo here at Palmer Park. Five-four Stanford leads. They come up here in the bottom of the fifth. One to Joey Economides, who's reached base a couple of times. First inning RBI single, third inning walk.
And no lead is ever safe against Louisville. With 20 come from behind victories this season, if you're Stanford, you just want to add to the lead. You don't have to add 3 or 4, although you take it, but just one every inning can make a big difference coming here late in the game.
Stanford scored 5 so far. Shocked they've won 4 games allowing that many runs, though.
At the same time, they score so many runs.
That's
so,
true.
you know, they have a team. You know, you want to build a team. If you're a coach out there, you're building a team that can win a slugfest. You can win a 12-11 game, but you also can win the 1-0 games. You know, you've really got to have that complete team.
That one off the end of the bat into right center field. Matt coast over to make the catch. First out here in the Stanford fifth. One gone for Addison Shepard. Stanford has 7 hits today, 5 for Louisville. Gray came in last inning, inherited a 2-ball no-strike count, eventually walked Gall, but then got the next 2 hitters. He's gotten Economides to lead off this inning, and now with that soft foul ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the outs she's got are all fly ball outs, and that's what she does. Really can spin the ball up in the zone. Even her curveball, screwball combination have a little bit of upspin on it. Have to be so disciplined as a hitter. Stay on top of the ball.
And strike 3 paints the inside corner as Gray records her first strikeout in this relief appearance.
One of her best pitches. It's a curveball that she just drives, starts it on the outer half, drives it on the inner half, absolutely freezes Addison Shepard. Probably one of the best pitches we've seen Brooke Gray throw today.
Two out, Bolifin jumping on the first pitch. It's out of play. Bolifin walked with the bases loaded in her last plate appearance. That was in the 3rd. And that forced it to go ahead run. That's the difference right now in the game. That made it 5-4, and that's where we stand in the 5th. Official at bat in the 2nd. She let off and fly to center. 2 strikes.
A bit of a defensive swing there from Bulafin. Brooke Gray really in a rhythm this inning.
Out in the right center field. Mack waiting on it as she comes in to make the catch to retire the side. Quick inning that time for Brooke Gray, who sets him down in order. This game's going to head to the 6th. Quarterfinal action from Charlottesville. 5-4 Stanford.
State ACC Softball Championship is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Second quarterfinal matchup of 4 here today on day 2 from Charlottesville. 5-4 Stanford leading. This game heads to the top of the 6th. Look at Palmer Park. Louisville comes up trailing by a run. Look at your game summary. Those 3 home runs for Louisville tie a season high in a game. 2 came from Despines, 1 from Pickens. Pickens, who was due up second in this inning for the Cardinals. McAdoo was batting when Despines was thrown out trying to go to third base to win the 5th inning. He's had a huge day though with 2 home runs. That steal she had, she still got credit for the steal of second before she was thrown out at third. It was her 20th of the season. McAdoo's fly to center, grounded out to the left side, 0 for 2. As for the appeal, no, says the first base umpire, Smogietz. Steico to her 3rd inning of relief. There's a leadoff base hit for McAdoo. There's the potential tying run on base. Louisville hitters now 4-6 in this game.
Steico fell behind in this at-bat, and with the 3-1 count, comes back with a curveball. McAdoo keeps her hands inside, and she's able to barrel it up for a leadoff hit.
Bring up Pickens. It's 2 for 2. That solo shot last time up. That was not off of Steico. Pickens' home run in the third is what caused Houston's removal from the game, and Prystaiko coming in the circle.
Well, this is a dangerous hitter right now in Louisville. Pickens is the best hitter on the team in terms of batting average, home runs, just her ability, RBI, of course, and her last few at-bats here in this event, she has just been driving the ball to all parts of the park.
Strike call. Softly hit right side. Shepard charges. She takes the play in front of her there at first base. Tires Pickens. It does move Luckadoo, representing the tying run, down to second.
Yeah, still a productive out, and now you've got a good opportunity to tie this game.
Shortstop Taylor Monroe steps in. Others hit into an inning-ending fielder's choice and struck out. Zoe Prystaiko, just in her sophomore season.
Yeah, Prystaiko's really improved. I mean, last year as a freshman, made a lot of noise in the circle for Stanford. She's always been a power pitcher, high velocity, high strikeouts, but she's really added that down ball pitch to her repertoire this year, and that's just made her a more complete pitcher.
Comes back to even the count at 2-2. And she had 12 wins last year. ERA at 5, right on the button. Dramatically improved in her sophomore season. And the ERA about 3.5. And she gets a strikeout there. Her third K of the game.
And when you have a strikeout pitcher in this circle, there's a rise ball on the outer half, a little bit of screwball spin to it as well. It's not only breaking up, it's breaking out, and with 2 strikes, no chance for Taylor Monroe.
You see your numbers from last year compared to this year.
Well, there's a lot of pitchers out there that want to be the ace of the staff. You know, they talk about it. Hey, I want to be the one. I want to be counted on. I want to be the one that can be consistent, that can get outs. But you've really got to own that every day. In the off season, you've got to reinvent yourself a little bit, add to your pitching. And that's what Zoe Prystaiko has done since the end of last season. Just really committed to upping her game. And she has been the most reliable pitcher for Stanford this season. And the numbers don't lie. You get a look there at what she's done. Their ERA or strikeouts.
Cut her ERA in half from 5 to 2.5. And she's come back to make it 1-2. And Jordan Williams.
And she doesn't throw a changeup a lot, but she hasn't had to throw the changeup a lot. Still getting some good swings and misses off her fastest pitches.
Check swing. No swing on the appeal down to third base. Don Brown. Potential tying run at second, and Luckadoo with 2 outs. 5-4 Stanford. Top of the 6th in this quarterfinal game. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, in a strikeout of Williams. And Prystaiko fans, the last 2 of the inning after Luckadoo was at second, representing the tying run with only 1 out.
Zoe Prystaiko settling in, really dialed in here late in the game against Louisville. And Stanford add to their lead.
Softball League. Loading 6 teams take the field in their home markets, each stacked with a lineup worthy of the spotlight. The AUSL on ESPN. This is legendary.
Hope you had a chance to catch the AUSL draft earlier this week. Taryn Kern is due up second in this inning, went 11th overall. We'll miss the AUSL season coming up in June here on the ESPN family of networks. Here we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order is up for the Cardinal. Well, if you're Stanford, you know you're going to take at least a 1-run lead to the 7th. And they add on at the top of the order up. Chan has doubled in 3 at-bats today. Double was in the 1st inning. Popped up. Left side, Taylor Monroe, the shortstop, camped under it. And when we are finished here, we'll send you over to the ladies there down the left field line. All ACC. Taylor Tannenbaum, Brittany McKinney, Alex Powers right here at Palmer Park in Charlottesville with us. If I recall correctly, of the 3 predictions we heard, 2 took Stanford. Is that right? Hey, ladies. Alex, Brittany, Taylor. Here is Taryn Kern. Here the RBI double in the 1st. Instead has walked, struck out.
Well, you can't say enough about what Brooke Gray has done since she's come in this game. I mean, she inherited a 2-0 count, as you mentioned, and did finish that with a walk to Ava Gall. But since then, she has retired every batter she's faced. 1 strikeout and the rest all fly balls. Continues to spin that ball up through the zone.
Well, she and the other couple of pitchers for Louisville have pitched very carefully to Kern, and that's basically the intentional, unintentional, whatever you want to call it. They were not going to pitch to her there.
100%, 18 home runs on the season.
Now, both these teams had to shuffle through a couple of pitchers early to find the arm that had their stuff today, it looks like. On each side with Perstyko for Stanford and Gray for Louisville.
Now finally a little rhythm, just settled in a little bit. Both the lefties. I mean, we have 6 combined pitchers today, and Gray and Prostaico have definitely been the ones, more the leaders in the circle for each of their respective teams. Keep the score at bay.
On a strike to River Mailer. Mailer with an infield hit last time up. Takes a strike. On the outside corner. There's strike 3 called to get Mailer with a second out.
All right, Brooke Gray set this up with the inside strike the pitch before, then comes back with the curveball driving to the outer half. River Mailer was frozen on both pitches as Brooke Gray paints the corner back-to-back for a big strikeout.
Ava Gall bounced to first. Tough play. Luckadoo makes it, steps on to retire the side. Last chance for Louisville. 8-9-1 due up as we go to the 7th. Today's Good Hand Plays brought to you by Allstate, and it really changed in the circle when Prostaico came in for Stanford.
Yeah, she has been in command. This Louisville offense can put up runs in a hurry, but her ability to play defense, fielding her own position, and lots of swings and misses for the strikeouts, that's been the difference.
So there's the line on Prostaico. Here comes Louisville, 8-9-1. Vinarelli to DP to lead off. Of course, Louisville has been the team. Has found ways to come from behind to win games 20 times. Most recently, yesterday against NC State with a walk-off.
They are so comfortable late in the game being behind. It's like they can push it up another gear. 20 comeback wins when they've been behind in the second half of the game. It's where they shine. They just feel comfortable with their backs against the wall, and it's not been one player they've relied on. It has been different parts of the order.
And it is Thatcher batting here. They've changed the DP from Vinarelli to Thatcher. And a couple of at-bats yesterday against NC State. And the left-handed batting Thatcher. Three balls, no strikes. And the Louisville offense started pretty well, 4 runs through the first 3 innings. Quiet since, but a 3-0 count here on Thatcher leading off. And a 4-pitch walk puts the potential tying run on base for the Cardinals.
A good at bat there from Thatcher, just being disciplined in the zone, and that is not the result Prostyko wanted. You've got a pinch hitter coming in cold off the bench, and really weren't even competitive pitches. I mean, those were easy decisions for Katie Thatcher.
O'Toole comes back out. Rich April chatting with her hitter Riley Janda. Let's see how Louisville wants to play this year. You play for advancing the potential tying run down to second. Sacrifice here. Let's see how they want to play it. Down 1 in the 7th. Winner plays Florida State tomorrow in the semis. She does bunt. Fouled into the screen.
Good pitch from Prostyko there, up in the zone, a low rise ball. It's tough to bunt. A pitch coming in the upper 60s, spinning up in the zone. You've really got to get your barrel to the top of the zone and angle it down.
2 sack bunts for Janda this year, but now it's an no balls and 2 strikes. Mitchell tying run at first. 0-2 pitch down in the dirt. She did not square with 2 strikes. Well, 1-2 on Riley Janda. Real biting time. Stanford and Louisville, the 4 and 5 seeds. Trying to play the 1 seed in regular season champ FSU tomorrow. To left, a little flare is going to drop for a base hit. And that'll work much better than a bunt for Louisville. And it's 2 on, nobody out.
Louisville expects to come back and rally. This is a pitch up and in on Janda's hands. She does not get a good piece of it, but gets enough where she's able to float it into the outfield for the base hit.
That's going to bring a pitching change. Or will it be? Let's see what they want to do here.
Just going into the shift that they've been doing.
That's what they're doing
all game long.
Conamides has grabbed the glove, so that's who came out of the dugout. And they're not going to leave Prostyko. Take her to the dugout at this point.
Well, and you can't count out a bunt here from Chelsea Mack. She's very good with the short game and just move the runners over into scoring position. But they're taking a risk here too. They're leaving right field wide open with a 1-run lead. And there is the bunt from Mack. She's typically a very good bunter, and then it's a foot race. And again, the Stanford infield has 5 infielders. Very important that they know who's going to what base and where. It's just a little different setup here defensively.
10 sack bunts for Chelsea Mack. She takes down low. And with the 2 runners on base and nobody out, that looks to be the play for Louisville here with the great bunter at the dish. She lays it down. This is going to be a tough play. Bases are loaded. Bunt base hit for Mack. And here come the Cardinals.
Just so crafty with the barrel, gets it out in front. Look at that ball. It is just deadened. Now Stanford knows where the play is. They had a better shot to go to third base on the bunt and to throw out Chelsea Mack. But the ball is on the ground too long. It's an exceptional bunt from Mack at a critical time in this game. All the runners are safe, and here comes Louisville.
Well, now Coach Alistair was looking down, set the defense, saying no doubles here. Don't let anything get over your head in the outfield. Lotus is coming up. 0 for 3 today, a couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Only at bat against Prstyko today for Lotus was the ground out to second base in the 5th.
And this is where Stanford needs Zoe Prstyko to step up. She can be a strikeout pitcher. There's nothing Stanford would love more in this situation than it was for her to be able to spin that ball through the zone and create some swings and misses. Because right now, all of the momentum with Louisville, no outs in this inning, bases loaded.
There's a strike to Lotus. This inning began with a 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter Thatcher. Janda couldn't get a bunt down, but dropped a bloop hit into left. A bunt base hit by Mack. They're loaded for Lotus in a 1-run game. That's an illegal pitch. So that will be a ball. And they're going to wait.
They're calling her out of the box that she stepped on the plate, so that is an out. It's a delayed dead ball. You can take the result of the play, which was a foul ball. Stanford's not going to want that, or the batter's going to be out for last out. Take a look at her feet here, and she steps right toward the plate, out of the box. That's a great call from Alex Leap, the home plate umpire, and a huge out.
Wow, you're
for
not
Stanford.
kidding. Massively huge out. Despines pops it foul, but it is going to get out of play. Now, the lines of the batter's box have been rubbed out, but it certainly looked like you could kind of still see a little semblance of where it would and should be, and that foot was really close to the plate. Well, what a call. Strike call, 0-2. Despines homered a couple of times and walked.
Got no place to put her now. They have to pitch to Despines.
Drama has kicked up here in the top of the 7th of this quarterfinal matchup. It should reach the berm and does so. Homered twice, started in the 1st, 1 to center.
Now the 3rd inning, this is a solo shot, a 2-run home run that put Louisville on the board early. Then in the 3rd inning, it was the solo shot. And they didn't mess around with Bree Despines in her 3rd at-bat of this game. It was the intentional, unintentional walk, but there is no place to put her now. They have to pitch to Bree Despines with a 1-run lead.
0-2 pitch. I think if you're Holly April in Louisville right now, even though it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count, Despines is who you want at the plate in this situation right here.
There's no doubt about it. She's the hitter that's seeing the ball best.
It's like she's just waiting for any minor mistake from Prstyko she could jump on, but will Zoe make that mistake?
And she rarely gets herself out. I mean, she has 43 walks as well, so she's very disciplined around the zone.
Popped up on the infield fly in effect, 2 outs. Another massive out. This one, the conventional type for Prstyko and the Stanford defense. They get Despines to pop out. 2 gone.
Well, what a pitch at a key moment for Zoe Prstyko. Was ahead from the get-go against Bree Despines. Pitched in pitcher's counts. A huge out. Now with 2 outs, the infield can back up.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. It was bases loaded, nobody out in this 1-run game. You could do with a base hitter last time up off Prstyko to left field.
Yeah, you can't relax here. Luckady, one of the best doubles hitters in the country.
Just missed a little high, and that's a huge call. Strike or ball, and instead of 1-1, it's 2-0. Just inside, 3 balls, no strikes. And the drama little kicks up another notch. Tying run at third. Rio pitch. Ball 4, and the game is tied. It is 5-5. And Pickens is coming up for Louisville. Wow. What a top of the 7th so far. 2 outs for Pickens. Popped in the air to left field. Wolfen makes the catch. Side retired. Louisville ties it with a bases loaded walk. Stanford will have a chance to win it in the bottom half. Nobody out in the top of the 7th. Prestico got a couple of outs, was 1 out away from sending Stanford to the semis against Florida State tomorrow. The bases loaded walk has tied it. Pickens flied to left to end the threat. So if you're Stanford, you kind of dodged the bullet there. After the game was tied, facing Pickens, with a chance for Louisville to take a lead.
Facing Pickens, Luckadoo, and Despines earlier with the bases loaded. Just a lot of opportunities there for Louisville. They are fortunate enough to tie the game. But yeah, you definitely feel like Stanford coming out of there with a tie game. It certainly could have been a lot worse for Stanford. Now they have the opportunity to walk off Louisville.
Jay Berry leads off. 1 for 3 today. That single came in the first and drove in a run. You know, in our coaches interview earlier in the game with Stanford head coach Jessica Allister, she used the term, "we let them off the hook." I think both coaches could say that a number of times in this game.
Lots of runners left on base, especially in scoring position. After a lot of fireworks early in this game, I mean, that's really been the difference. Hasn't been a lot of execution and clutch hitting.
Ball 2 strikes on Berry. Full foul.
As for Stanford, they've not figured out Brooke Gray today. And Brooke Gray doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, just a couple since she's come in the game. But what she has done is created fly ball outs, just really spinning the ball up through the zone on almost all of her pitches. Stanford having a hard time staying on top.
Berry battling. Jones due up next, then Economides. 5, 6, and 7 hitters here for Stanford. We've won 14 in a row coming into this game.
That's why this game's so much fun. Louisville's a team that when they're behind late in the game, they believe they can win because they've done it so many times. So they're confident at this point in time in the game. And Stanford, when you have a 14-game win streak, you're coming in with a lot of confidence as well.
How many rallies they'll start with a leadoff walk?
When you're on defense, way too many. When you're on offense, like, way to make something happen. And in that last inning, to me, that was the walk. That was the at-bat that really started the whole inning. You had a pinch hitter coming in.
Lefty-lefty matchup.
Lefty-lefty matchup, and she didn't even throw a competitive pitch. 4 straight pitches and a walk, and that's the run that came around to score.
2-2 pitch from Gray is pulled foul again. Berry continues to battle here.
Yeah, what an at-bat. Gritty at-bat here from Berry.
You see another pitch, the 9th one of the plate appearance. Three and 2. He came in the 4th. She's just a little shy of 50 pitches in this relief outing. A huge pitch coming here to Berry, leading off the bottom of the 7th in a tie game.
What a battle. How important this leadoff hitter is in this inning.
And a leadoff walk to Berry. What did I just say a moment ago?
And what an at-bat from Berry. I mean, that was a determined, gritty at-bat, just finding a way to get on base, knowing how important it is to get the leadoff batter on here in the 7th.
The 3rd time they put the leadoff hitter on today. First time, though, since the 3rd inning. So Emily Jones coming up here, during their 14-game win streak. She's been unconscious with a 500 batting average. Do we expect bunt here to try to advance the potential winning run?
Yeah, you've got a lot of options because Emily Jones can hit. I look for her, though, to go to the short game, and she's so fast. She has a chance to beat it out as well.
Doesn't show bunt on the first pitch. It takes a strike there from Gray.
And that's what makes her so difficult to defend. She's a true triple threat. Can bunt, slap, also has home run power.
Shows it there, takes out of the zone. She's 0 for 3 today. She did lay down a bunt her first time up in the 1st inning, but the lead runner was forced at 3rd base. She swung away in her next 2 at-bats, flying out twice. Back to the short game foul, 2 strikes.
They're really working Jones away in this at-bat. You could see her reach for that ball. It may even have been a ball out of the zone. Brooke Gray has been sticking with her curve ball, breaking away from Emily Jones, really forcing her to stay in the box to get that bunt down.
Chop to first. That'll work just as well as a bunt. Having to swing away with 2 strikes. Jones very productive out, advancing the potential game-winning run. Berry down to 2nd.
And when you look back at games, again, there's a lot of plays that don't show up in the scorebook as impactful plays. I think that is one of them right there. Couldn't get the bunt down, but had a productive out, was able to pull the ball to the right side of the field, and now Stanford has the winning run at 2nd base.
Joey Economides. High fly, center field. Runner playing halfway, so as the catch is made, back to 2nd goes Berry. Not hit deep enough to try to tag up there, but that is the 2nd out. Economides swinging at the first pitch. Coach Allister's got the lineup card out. Got Shepard Duup, who's 0 for 2 with a walk, but it looks like he's going to go to the bench here. next circle. That's Bolifin, who's due up after the upcoming hitter. We're going to see who's got a bat here. Is it going to be Shepard or somebody else? It's got to be somebody else with the delay that's been taken here in the lineup card that came out from Coach Allister. All right. They are going to get a pinch hitter.
That's Kakadian, and she was, you know, she's also a catcher in the bullpen there. Had to come on in and take off all the gear and get ready to go. Thus the delay.
Izzy Kakadian comes up here, right-handed batter. Because of the delay, they called a strike, it appeared. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So the time it took for Kakadian to get to the plate did cost them a strike. I'll tell you what, we've seen some really unusual things in this game. It's crazy.
Oh, it's already tough to be a pinch hitter, to come in a moment like this in a postseason game, and then you get to start the at-bat with a strike on you.
So it's 1-2 count with 2 outs. And this game's going to extra innings. What else can we see here in this quarterfinal game? Well, we'll find out. We're going to extras.
Brooke Gray, runner at scoring position, shuts it down with the rise ball. Louisville coming to bat.
Bucolic area around Charlottesville. It's like a quaint, nice place. Spend a little time, some quiet time. Don't expect any quiet time here right now at Palmer Park. 7-7. I should say we're going to the 8th inning with a 5-5 game, with the winner to play Florida State tomorrow in the semifinals. We got North Carolina Duke after this. Virginia Tech, Virginia after that to close out the quarterfinal Thursday night. I'll tell you what, this place is going to come off the hinges. Palmer Park tonight.
So much fun.
All right, here we go into the 8th inning. Louisville got a run in the 7th to tie it. And Perstyko's first pitch is in the dirt. Taylor Monroe leads off for the Cardinals, as it's the 6, 7, and 8 part of the order for Louisville.
Taylor Monroe can drop a bunt as well. She is a good, that called just a bunt for hit. You always have to be wary of that if you're a corner player against Taylor Monroe. She runs very well.
Two balls and a strike. Taylor is struck out twice, hit into an inning-ending fielder's choice. You know, I'm gonna have to create another spot on my scorecards for like crazy plays, just so I can list them. And it would that section would already be filled for this game.
100%.
We've had runners fall down between second and third, be thrown out at third. We had a runner steal second base and try to advance, but he got thrown out. We've had a batter called out for stepping on home plate, or basically, yes, stepping out of the batter's box. And that's what's just fresh in my mind. I'm sure I'm missing quite a few others.
We should keep a scorecard, you and me. We absolutely should.
Oh, we had a strike call for Delane, a huge spot just a moment ago. How could I forget that? What's in the rule book that we haven't seen yet?
Oh, stick around, because usually, you know, that can happen.
We've seen a number of bases loaded walks on each side. And a 3-2 pitch to Monroe leading off the 8th. A ball 4 inside. Now there was a leadoff walk, but a 4-pitch leadoff walk. It began the Louisville rally in the 7th.
Well, this is the third half inning. Top of the 7th, leadoff walk. Bottom of the 7th, leadoff walk. That runner did not score. Now another leadoff walk in the top of the 8th.
Looking for a bunted tip from Williams. Well, for Louisville, the leadoff batters reached now 6 times in the 8 innings. So, doing a nice job of getting the leadoff batter on base. Hasn't always worked out to a run or runs, as that's now gone to a 2-0 count. Bunted foul by Williams on 2-0.
Now, Louisville's attempted the sacrifice bunt in a couple of these situations against Bristico. They're all late. The barrel is behind them because Bristico has good velocity on the ball. Got to get your barrel out earlier in fair territory. Angle that bat down, put it in the dirt.
This is twisted back. Let's see if it stays in play. It will not. Rose at first, nobody out. 5-5, top of the 8th. Just got a piece. Slow tap. That will advance the base runner. Good base running there by Monroe. Kind of did a little shadow of the ball. Shepard fielding the play to get the out. So their 20 come from behind wins for Louisville this year. 3 of those came in extra innings.
Well, it's just unbelievable how this team just has the will to win late in the game with their backs against the wall. And now at this point in time in the season, they're very comfortable in that situation. It's like they have an extra gear. And with a small roster, Louisville has a very small roster. They've stayed healthy this year. That's allowed them to have a pretty similar lineup throughout the entire year, but it's been just really believe in each other. They pull for each other. They don't care who gets the credit. And that's led to some team come from behind wins. It hasn't been the same person coming through with all of those come from behind wins. It's been a team effort.
Katie Thatcher had the 4-pitch leadoff walk in the 7th that started things for the rally, and now she's up again. Pulls a foul, and she's in the hole 1-2. Rally cap time. Strikeout, big one for Bristico to get the second out.
And Prostaico goes to her down ball. Wouldn't have had this pitch for a strikeout a year ago, but she has developed it. Comes at a great time, and a nice play by Gall to keep it in front. Scoop it up out of the dirt. Tag the runner, tag the batter just to be sure. The big strikeout.
Riley Janda. 1 for 3. Had a base hit last time up. She came up with Thatcher at first, nobody out, down a run, and tried to bunt a couple times. Couldn't get the bunt down, but then flared a base hit to left. Help ignite that Riley rally even further.
Oh, this becomes a big at-bat here for Janda. Not only the opportunity to get a base hit and a chance to hit the go-ahead run in, but the batter on deck is what you're thinking about, and that's why Coach Danielle O'Toole-Trejo comes out. And this is the batter you really want to continue to attack if you're Stanford. With Chelsea Mack is on deck, and her elite speed just causes all kinds of problems for the defense. So it's just a reset here. Making sure that Prostaico understands the situation, what they want to do here. She's got some work to do being down 2-0.
And she's done a lot of work in relief in this game. You saw 5+ innings of relief. Her next pitch will be her 100th pitch, which is a significant story in this game, depending on how long it can go. And Stanford's already used Houston at Brewer. Brewer started, so technically she could be reinserted if we get to that point. Otherwise, you'd have 2 pitchers available in their bullpen that I don't think either one of them worked over 35, 40 innings of the season. Rio count on Janda, with Mack lurking on deck with 2 outs. Taking a strike.
And you're not thinking about tomorrow if you're Stanford. You are, but you aren't. You've got to win today to get to tomorrow. So you're going to do whatever it takes. If right now they're going with Prostaico, and if it takes more than 100 pitches, it takes more than 100 pitches.
You know who is thinking about tomorrow and hoping this game goes very long is Florida State.
100%. Keep putting that arm in a circle. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what lies ahead for whoever does win this game, and that's the regular season champion 1-seed Florida State in the first semifinal game tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time here on ACC, don't we? 3-2 pitch. Janda works a walk, and that's going to bring up the top of the order and Chelsea Mack. And it'll be interesting to see, I was going to say, well, we're going to see the defense here. Canamides comes in. They give Kern, give her a chance to get rid of her first baseman's glove and set up the defense for Mack.
Yeah, they have been faithful with this shift defense, going to 5 infielders. They bring in the DP, Canamides, to go play first base. Shift Taryn Kern from first to second. She's been a second baseman a lot of her career. That's familiar territory. But what gets tricky with runners on base, 2 things. Number 1, making sure your base coverages are appropriate. You've got infielders all over the place. Who's covering where? Well, you know they've practiced it, but it's a different feel. And right field is wide open.
Strike 1 call.
And sometimes we see Chelsea Mack swing away in this situation. Looked like that's what she was going to do here. Usually she bunts, slaps. But boy, if she could pull something to the right field side, that would be a whole different ball game.
Ooh, I think she was trying to do it right there. Yep, you bet. That was, I'm trying to pull the ball swing right there. And now she's in the hole 0-2. 2 on, 2 outs. Tied at 5th in extra innings in this quarterfinal game.
And obviously, Prostaico's trying to pitch into the shift here, really keeping her on the outer half, making it very difficult for Mack to pull the ball. But Mack also is getting right up on the plate, giving herself the best opportunity to swing and put the ball in play.
Little floater's going to go foul. And I don't have to tell you what direction that was. That was towards right field.
Taryn Kern's not only playing second base on that play, she was playing right field.
Yeah, she didn't know it, but she's playing right field too. Even though she's got her feet on the infield dirt. Yep, that's what it looks like. Slow tap. And meeting and making the tag, Economides gets Mack. Steichel this time works around that leadoff walk, and 2 walks in the inning. Now a chance again for Stanford to win it in the bottom half. State, the 1 seed, outlasted Georgia Tech in our first game today, 2-1. So they await the winner of this one between Stanford and Louisville, which of course is going to the bottom of the 8th. Still ahead, Duke UNC. It's not going to start at that 5 o'clock Eastern start time, so it'll be pushed back a bit. Virginia Tech, Virginia follows that. That's all must-see TV in the ACC coming up. So if you're on right now, just plan on spending the rest of your night. Coach Marissa knows that it's going to be a battle tonight with UNC, her rival. It's going to be a fun night. It's been fun to this point. It's been 2 games that are totally unlike I expected them to be.
It's so much fun. Welcome to the postseason. I mean, you expect the unexpected.
9-1-2 for Stanford. They need a run to win it. Olafin 0 for 2 with a bases loaded walk for an RBI. Takes a good hack but fouls it. Olafin in the top of the order. Shannon Kern due up after Sydney. Off-speed strike. The Bugs Bunny change up there.
Oh, just a beautiful pitch from Brooke Gray. She's had very good command of that pitch, really the second half of the season.
Hit hard to right center field, down for a base hit. Mack over to cut it off. Bolafid with a leadoff base hit. Representing the potential winning run. They're going to run for her at first base.
A good at bat from Bulafin. This pitch is on the outer half, but she's able to stay on it long enough to drop it up the middle. And that's what you need out of your 9 batter in the order. Turn the lineup over. And now Stanford has the top of the order up here in the bottom of the 8th.
Sophia Jin running at first base. Representing the winning run. Here's Chan. What's on her mind? It's outside, ball 1. She's doubled in 4 trips today. The double came back in the first inning.
Chan's been one of the hottest hitters in the lineup during that 14-game win streak. A big reason why she's in the leadoff spot.
Now Gray falls behind, 2 balls, no strikes. Deep breath, Brooke Gray. Maybe we all can use a deep breath right about now.
For sure.
Looks 2-1 pitch. Right side. diving attempt. It's through and into right field. There goes Jin for third. She's going to make it with a head-first slide. The trailing runner, Chan, takes second, and now here's Stanford with a great chance to win this game here in the 8th.
That's just good base running here from Jin. Once it's through, she's made up her mind. Hey, that right fielder's got to move to the ball. It's a long throw. I trust my speed. What a great slide to the outer half of the bag. Stanford with a golden opportunity to win this game.
So now what does Louisville want to do is Coach April and pitching coach Griffin Joyner come out. They really haven't pitched to Kern, at least in 2 of her 4 plate appearances, and I would assume with first base open, they wouldn't mess with her here. But if you do that, then all of a sudden, you know, bases loaded walk loses the game if you're Louisville, and it's not like we haven't seen a couple of bases loaded walks today.
And walks in general in this game. I mean, there has been a lot of free passes with Taryn Kern and a base open. I mean, such a good power hitter. Also very disciplined, draws a lot of walks. But her ability to put the ball on the grass, which is something that Stanford's looking for right now with Jin at third base. You've got a lot of options to score. They have not messed with Taryn Kern. Put her on base most of the times today.
Well, you can tell by where Despines is set up. They're not going to give her anything to hit here. And she's not going to get herself out. She's 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. That RBI double came in the first.
Well, I tell you what else this does to load the bases here with this, basically this intentional walk here against Taryn Kern. There's no decision for the Louisville defense. Every single ball is going 4. There's just no decision because that run is the only run that matters. So it just makes it easier for your infield. Same thing with the outfield. I expect the outfield to play a little more shallow because even a ball hit through there, you got to be able to bring the ball home. But it just allows for a less busy mind for the Louisville defense as every single ball is now going 4.
So bases loaded, nobody out, and senior River Mailer steps in for Stanford.
And this is where if you're River Mailer, boy, you are looking for, you're sitting 1 pitch, 1 zone. All the pressure now on Brooke Gray, the Louisville defense. Put a good swing on a good pitch. That's what you're looking for here if you're River Mailer.
One for 4 today. Base hit came in the 4th. Bases loaded. Jin representing the winning run that would send them to the quarterfinals at third base. Might have chased ball 2 there.
For sure, swinging a pitch out of the zone, and that's where hitters want to hit in this situation. It's very tough to be disciplined and really trust your strike zone. And you're right, Mark, swinging a pitch out of the zone there.
Two balls and a strike. Needless to say, huge pitch coming up right here with the bases loaded, nobody out. Stanford looking to win it here in the 8th. Two and two.
That's a nice pitch from Brooke Gray. She's had a lot of success against River Mailer on the inner half of the plate. Mailer having a tough time getting her barrel to that spot. I'm Brooke Gray. I'm going right back to that spot.
That's to center field. Will it be deep enough? Throw coming home. Jin scores. Stanford's headed to the quarterfinals. It takes extra innings, but Stanford survives a Louisville comeback attempt, something they've done so well this year. This one falls short for the Cardinals, and the Cardinal will face the 1 seed FSU tomorrow in the semifinals.
This win was all about perseverance for Stanford. Zoe Pristyko coming in, doing enough to keep Stanford in the game until their offense could win it. That is now 15 games in a row. Cardinals, as the Cardinal advances with their winning streak intact.
Mailer's 38th RBI of the season. This one a huge one for River Mailer. The sac fly wins it. 6-5 Stanford over Louisville in 8 innings.
River Mailer stepping up for her team, really worked herself. She was down in the count, but gets a pitch up in the zone, and she does what she does best. That's drive it where the Stanford Cardinal needed it, to the outfield for the sac fly, the walk-off RBI there for River Mailer. What a win for Stanford.
What a crazy game. It had a lot of twists and turns, a lot of emotion. And it's Stanford that wins it 6-5. So they face the 1 seed Florida State in the first semifinal matchup tomorrow at 1 Eastern time here on ACC Network. Duke, North Carolina coming up. Virginia Tech, UVA. It's going to be great Thursday nights here at Palmer Park. That was a fun one. Always fun to have a good time with you here in the tournament.
What a win for Stanford. What a matchup. Florida State, Stanford. Stanford with a sweep earlier this season. That was going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's true. So big matchup, rematch there in the semifinal. For Carol Bruggeman, our great crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. Let's send it to Taylor, Brittany, and Alex. Ladies, another crazy one. Time for All ACC.